Heyo everybody, my name is Dr. Blanket, and I'd like to welcome you all to Speedsew video number 2, and in this video I am going to be making a bacon and egg themed collar. So I started by cutting everything out into long strips for the bacon, and I tried my best to make sure that it was even and straight, but thankfully, you know, bacon isn't perfectly straight strips with the colors, so I didn't have to worry too much about it being straight, but I did still try my best. You can see I pretty often stopped to lift up the presser foot just to make sure that it was going straight, because fleece has a habit of slipping underneath the presser foot space that's in the center and coming undone, and that would make sewing straight much more difficult. So that's why I kept having to stop and fix it. So originally I was going to do this collar one-sided with just the bacon side on the front, and then I was going to do maybe a pink back or a red back, something like that. But the customer that I made this for said that they wanted it double-sided. So this was actually the first collar that I've ever done double-sided, and it was a good learning experience. And you can see Kane sleeping on the couch in the background. He always sits with me while I sew. He's a good catto. Now here I am. I was originally planning on putting nylon in it, so I tried my best to make it the size of the nylon so that I could put it in between the two sides of the fabric. This side was actually a lot easier for me to do because I was able to just follow the seam line of the other side. And now I'm trimming everything up. Got to trim those inside stripes as well, just make sure it's not too thick. And now I am turning it inside out. So I actually made a mistake here, and I cut a little bit too close to the seam when I was trimming everything up, so I had to stop and hand sew everything back together. And now it's inside out. And I went ahead and put the nylon in, and unfortunately I found out that the nylon did not fit. Or rather, it fit in the center, but when I tried to put it on the tri-glide, I realized, oh, this isn't going to work. So I took out the nylon, and now I am just sewing down that red stripe just so that the collar stays together and stays flat, even though the nylon isn't in it. And now I'm sewing in the tri-glide. Putting on the female side of the clip, putting the fabric through the tri-glide again, and putting on the male side of the clip as well as the D-ring, and then sewing that together. And that is the collar finished. So now it was time for the egg, and this was my first prop style plushie. It was really good experience for me. I started by just tracing out the egg and then making a pattern for it, tracing that onto some fabric and sewing it together. The egg yolk I actually had particular problems with because I couldn't figure out how to get it so that it was round enough but also kind of stuck out. So the first attempt was a complete fail, but the second attempt went much better and it looked much more realistic and nice. And I just did that by cutting darts into my circle instead of sewing two halves like I originally did. Anyway, then I sewed the egg together, stuffed it, sewed in a little tab for the egg, and then went around and sewed in the little egg yolk. I chose to hand sew this instead of machine sew this because I figured it would just be a lot neater and I could get it exactly how I wanted it. And that is it for this video. I hope you guys liked seeing how I make my collars, and I hope it was informative to you or helpful if you are looking to start sewing or start a sewing project, such as a collar or a plushie. Yeah, I really like how this turned out. I am very thankful to the customer for their unique idea in what they wanted, and yeah, so I'm going to leave that here for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know if you liked this video or if you hated it. Please feel free to comment, like, subscribe, any of the above, and I will see all y'all in the next video.